Hey,
So
I'm good, thank you very much.
I am KB with Nerdophiles. Just thank you so much for chatting with us. I
No, not
know
at
it's
all.
been a
Thanks
long
for the
day.
party. Thanks for bringing your friends. I think I've met those guys.
Have you met these people before, potentially?
Yeah, in passing, they're good fun. A little bit moody, but otherwise okay.
Ah, okay. Do they like a good cocktail? They have a good time.
I think that guy likes his cocktails a little bit too much, and he should not be encouraged.
Absolutely. So I absolutely love the show. It's a really good, fun, interesting drama, though. Obviously, there's a lot of drama at the heart
Mm.
of it. And so Simon clearly has a lot on his plate. I wish Simon and a lot of the other characters would actually go to therapy just to kind of deal with
I
some of
think
the
we all
issues.
do. Though, in fairness, if they did, it'd be a much shorter series.
Yes,
Because we're also here
absolutely.
for the mess and the
Yes.
the resistance, particularly of men, to going to therapy is exactly what creates the mess that hopefully we can learn
Yes.
some lessons from in Bridgerton.
Yes, and that's exactly what we see with Simon. So he's very complex, but then obviously he kind of falls into this whirlwind of a friendship that then kind of blossoms into more with
Mm.
Daphne. So, kind of what captivated you at first about reading kind of this character, and how does it feel to kind of be in the position to kind of play, this type of character, specifically to be, a Black man in a period piece?
I think you said a mouthful. The early conversations about this piece were exactly centering on that. It was about finding new ways of approaching period dramas that people hadn't done before. If you say this period dramas people, they expect a certain set of orthodoxies, and it's very traditional and very bound in certain boundaries. And most of them don't need to be there. So we threw a lot of it out, and we were saying, well, what do we want to do? How can we make this more fun? How can we bring in 21st century conversations that are relevant to our audience, and bring in the hundreds of years of feminist conversation that we've had since this, bring in the conversations about what masculinity means in the 21st century. The thing that excited me personally was examining this archetype of Simon is fairly typical. He's a tall, dark, mysterious, brooding, wounded man. And I wanted to interrogate what is actually attractive about that. What are the redeeming qualities there? Why is that a romantic archetype? What's his journey? And so often I see him as the antagonist in the story. He needs to be defeated to be built back up, to find out that there is strength in vulnerability. There is strength in being able to find honesty with someone that you are intimate with. There is strength in learning to love and be someone worth loving. And so bringing all of that into something that people think is familiar, but surprising and delighting people at every turn, with everything that we can bring to dramas in this period, was kind of what I was in it for.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, just not only kind of bringing these specific topics that make it relevant to today, but also the
Mm-hmm.
music, which people don't realize. Like, there's a lot of modern day music that's kind of recreated and reimagined for the time period that also
Mm-hmm.
weaves in very nicely with the storyline. I think you're right. Simon is deeply complex, but that's what we love about Simon, because
Mm-hmm.
as is Daphne, but she learns kind of her own set of rules and how to play things her own way, as does Simon kind of through their relationship. So
Mm.
if you guys get a season two, which obviously I am hoping for because I do love it, what do you hope that we could see from Simon and his growth? Because he did kind of get some redeeming qualities towards the end of the season.
I'm so relieved he got a couple. I
Just a
think
couple.
that again, I don't think happily ever after happens that early. I think that they get married very young, and love doesn't suddenly get simple just because you get married. If you talk to your parents, it's like, hey, you got married and then you stopped being interesting people and nothing ever happened to you again. Life got easy, right? I don't think that's quite how it plays out. And so I think that they'll learn that love is a living, breathing thing that you got to feed, you got to tend, you got to water, you got to let it rest. I think there's infinite places we can go with that. And we have such a rich world to work within, that I look forward to being delighted and surprised by what directions they choose to explore.
Well, yes, I do too. And just thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your performance in this. And I'm
Thank you
looking
very
forward
much.
to seeing more. So thanks for chatting with Nerdophiles.